When he first told me that he was thinking about running for city council, I thought he may have lost his mind.
Dave recognizes that the growth behaviors we've been practicing haven't delivered the quality of life and prosperity we expected. But our city leadership has not eyes to see nor ears to hear. Now is the time to shed our outdated notion that growth equals prosperity.
I'm Governor Dick Lamb. The problems and pressures of growth are even greater today than they were when I was governor. I've respected Dave Gardner for a long time because of his creative thinking on the problems of growth.
The healthy community of the future is not a community that's perpetually expanding, paving over every acre of ranch land and prairie and forest, raiding other communities for their employers, stealing those jobs from those cities, and hoping that we get prosperity from the population that follows those jobs.
Now is the time to embrace the virtue of quality, not quantity.
A healthy community of the future does not have an ever-expanding carbon footprint, more waste year after year, and devastating more natural beauty and habitat.
Fox 21's Rachel Welty sat down with Dave Gardner today. She has more on what he hopes to accomplish if elected. Rachel?
Joe, Dave Gardner is running against current councilman Jerry Heimlicher. Despite Heimlicher's experience, Gardner says he has what it takes to bring our city out of the recession.
Well, I think our city has been stuck in a rut for some time, and frankly, that rut is largely responsible for the city budget train wreck we have today.
Dave Gardner says the city needs to move away from its obsession with growth if city council ever hopes to mend its budget issues.
We have built in to the budget so many growth subsidies that really rob our community of resources that we could be investing in improving our community. But instead, we're steering those into what really amounts to corporate welfare.
Gardner says the current city council believes continued growth will lead to community prosperity, which he says is wrong.
Growth is creating costs today faster than it increases revenues. And in fact, if we take all those growth subsidies, invest those in quality of life, in the community, in the services that we all value, instead of in chasing growth that doesn't bring prosperity anymore, we actually can end up balancing the city budget a lot more easily.
Finally, Gardner says if elected, he would bring change to the city.
I love our city and I think we have a bright future, but we need a change in direction in order to achieve that bright future.
The problem of our money for the city isn't because of no growth. It isn't because of too much growth. It's because of no growth.
This council, they've got both feet planted firmly in the last century. They believe that growth is the solution to the very problems that it created. We can have true prosperity and we can enhance our quality of life if we can just get over our obsession with growth. We can unlock that true prosperity from our community if we can get our town unhooked from its growth addiction and into a recovery program. Our city's growth addiction is sucking up resources. It's creating expenses faster than revenues. We could be investing those resources in our community instead of wasting them on corporate welfare.
My opponent blames growth, and he's right. It is growth, lack of growth, that's caused some of our problem here most recently.
Think about it. For nearly 20 years, our investment in growth subsidies has been providing a negative return.
That's the way it is, and we just have to work with it.
Now, I realize this is a radical concept, to question the pot of gold at the end of the growth rainbow.
Synonym for prosperity is growth.
Jerry also told us at a forum last week he believes the synonym for prosperity is growth. Well, I guess it is for the millionaire developers who want to re-elect him. But for the city, the recent growth boom has been nothing but really a continuous downhill slide.
If you want to follow a no-growth approach, build a wall around the city, and let somebody in every time someone dies, then you should go for growthbuster.
The fact is, growth has gotten ridiculously expensive. The era of growth as a prosperity engine for the city and for the individual citizen has come and it's gone.
We talked about what will happen when growth stops. We said that unemployment's going to go up, housing values are going to fall, people are going to be worried about their investments, and we were going to have a lot of trouble. It's exactly what we're in right now. We're not growing at all.
Your campaign treasurer has one of the biggest local developers as a client. The Housing and Building Association endorses you.
The HBA and numerous developers and other growth profiteers have contributed to your campaigns, yet you swear they do not exert any undue influence on your decisions. If that's the case, how do you explain these votes? All these challenges, it turns out, have one common denominator. Never-ending city expansion makes them harder to overcome. And subsidized city expansion both starves them of the resources that we need to tackle them, and it accelerates the growth of those very problems.
That's the way it is, and we just have to work with it.
This council, my opponent included, they want to cut their investment in our community and take that money to Vegas and gamble it on growth. This is the very same growth that for the last 15 years has not provided the payday that everyone expected.
As a healthy 21st century community, we can't depend on a Ponzi scheme for our health and our vitality, and we can't waste resources trying to steal prosperity from other cities. Instead, I want us to invest in our community assets, our neighborhoods, our local businesses, and our citizens. The way our community going forward is going to prosper is for us to be smarter and to be more efficient. So imagine my delight when I discovered that we don't have to trade away our quality of life to have a healthy local economy. It turns out all the things that we're doing to diminish our quality of life are costing us more, and they're not enriching us. So the good news is the path to a healthy local economy happens to be the same path as the path to preserving and improving our quality of life.